Okay, Corbin Lindsay back with you at Business Tax Mitigation. Now let's talk about what it's like to do tax mitigation. What does that actually entail? Well, let's go ahead and click on Business Tax Mitigation on our site, and you're going to see the areas that we practice in. You see about 7 or 8 different areas. We kind of go into a little bit of detail down below, but really it falls into 4 main categories. We're looking at tax depreciation, we're looking at tax deductions, we're looking at tax credits, we're looking at tax free. And there's many other areas that we look at as well, but those are the main categories that we do focus on. And when we start our process is quite simple. It's 5 steps. What you would do first is schedule a 15 to 30-minute phone call with us. And we're going to get to know more about your business. How are you set up? How many employees do you have? How much did you pay in tax? So it's really important that you know a little bit about your business and how you're structured. Second, we'll have you fill in a questionnaire. We take that questionnaire, and if you would like to work with us, we'd ask you for your tax documents. We'll send that to our tax team, and they're going to create for you a tax strategy review. However, on our first meeting, we're not going to ask you for tax documents until you're ready to move forward. What we're going to do is we're actually going to show you a sample. I'm going to click on it right now, a sample of a tax return that was turned into a tax review. So through the tax return, we found out the client was paying about $50,000. They're in the state of California. They're paying about another $19,000 in taxes. In this case, we came up with about 7 or 8 different strategies that this person can use. We covered up the secret sauce for our video, but there are some that have a high priority, some that have a medium priority, and others that can be a real quick implementation, a quick win, if you will. Well, what do we expect them to be able to save over their lifetime is somewhere between $53,000 to $109,000 a year, with a one-time savings of somewhere between $40,000 to $50,000. I'm sorry, $40,000 to $80,000. What does it cost the client? About $17,500 to build the structure that they need to every year start saving money. Now, this is not an end-all, end-all. There might be times where you need to do something else. You might buy another business. You might need to implement other tax strategies. But from what we can see on your current tax returns, this is the structure that we would recommend for this particular client. It would be $17,500 and $53,500 savings minimum, somewhere as high as $109,000. Now, who wouldn't pay $17,000 to save $53,000? It's a no-brainer. Let's take a look at another client here. A lot more strategies, a lot different style of a company, a lot more employees, and their cost to implement is $14,500 to save between $86,000 and $170,000. Now, when we do your tax strategy review, we're going to actually reveal to you what our secret sauce is, and we'll do it at a high level. Why at a high level? Because if you would like our tax attorney to go through an in-depth, we're going to ask first that you engage with us and you pay our fee. $5,000 to go through a tax strategy review. What happens during that review? First, she's going to go through why this is important to your business. And second, what is the financial impact of tax savings for your business? And third, how does she actually implement that with her tax team? If that's something that you like and you sign off on it, maybe you have your CPA review it for compliance, then her and her team will go ahead and start implementing that for you. It might take 30, 60, 90 days, depending on what we're implementing. So that's why it's important to get started now and not wait till the last quarter of the year where we've got holidays and deadlines that we have to worry about. But our process is very simple. We ask for a questionnaire and we ask for tax documents. What kind of tax documents? Very simple. The tax return, the most recent tax return that you have, along with a personal financial statement and a profit and loss. So if you're filing an extension, maybe your tax return doesn't tell us the whole picture. That's where the profit and loss statement will come in. Well, that's it. What do I ask for you today is let's get into a conversation. Let's find out what is possible for you. So go ahead and schedule an appointment and fill in the questionnaire. During our next conversation, if you like what we're showing you, then go ahead and upload your tax documents and we'll create for you a tax strategy within a week, and we'll go through what is it actually going to do for you. That's our process. That's how we show you how to save 40 to 60% or even more. Thanks again. My name is Corbin. I look forward to our conversation.